And then I'm finding out what I'm sure a jillion people out there are finding out is that dealerships will screw you on warranty service. So why would you buy a car from them anyway?
Yeah.
What's up, people? Okay, so today we are ongoing with the Mercedes SL500 SBC braking issue with bombshell information here at Waterville Import Service, yes?
Yep.
Who are you?
I'm Kyle.
Right on, man. You're the owner.
Yes, sir.
I like this guy. He's smart and transparent and gets the job done. The most important stuff across the board. So the Mercedes, of course, had the SBC braking issue and crazy debacle, me trying to deal with warranty things on dealerships, getting the runaround, and I'm like, I can't deal with this. My OBD2 scanner isn't powerful enough to figure out what's going on. I need somebody smart, i.e. this guy, who can scan the crap out of it. And there was something going on with the climate control that I also just had no idea what's going on, and I got to figure it out. I'm doing Genius Garage and everything else. So this kind of relates to you all. How do you find somebody to have a good relationship with to work on your used car so you don't get destroyed by shysters or dealerships or whatever? So so what about the car, man? You got through this. What do we got?
So first thing we do is hook up a scan tool and just let it do its thing. Just run a full system scan on the whole car. Try to pull out any sort of fault codes that we can get.
Yes.
Whether it be looking for low voltage codes, communication codes, especially Mercedes have voltage issues in general.
Well, they
have two batteries and everything needs that 12 volt reference or else it'll start shutting down.
Okay.
So first thing that we were looking at was the climate control and
yes, because it was stuck on full cold and it wouldn't change the flapper valves in the different sectors.
Yep. Okay. So first thing I did was scan that climate control module and notice that it just had CAN communication codes between every single servo motor in the heater box. So
like nothing was talking to it.
Nothing was talking to it. So then I went ahead and tried to do what's called a normalization procedure with it to adjust all the flaps and make sure they're all working. Instantly failed that. So we know that there's some sort of electrical issue with that, which led me to pulling out that center console, getting to the back of the climate control unit, and found that the 3-ribbon cable that actually goes from the climate control unit to all the servos was unplugged and sitting at the bottom.
And so in the head unit, there's 3 plugs in the back with 3 items. And only 2 were plugged in. Was that the deal?
Yes. Yep. So we plug that in, do the normalization, everything comes back to life like normal. So.
Well, and the difficulty for craftsmen or old school mechanics and all, I took that out and looked at it. And because I'm thinking, who knows, maybe it's something like that. So I saw 2 plugs going to it. So when I replaced it, I just plugged those 2 back in. I saw that there was a female port for it, but oftentimes in cars there's things that aren't plugged in because of different model years and whatnot. I never knew.
Different trim levels.
It needed you to be able to scan that. So took no problem. So you took care of that and everything's good?
Yep, everything's good. It has full heat, all the functions work, top to bottom.
So, pretty good car other than the Sensitronic brake control SBC unit, absolute nightmare. What is going on, dude?
So we did scan those codes and had about 4 codes total. One just saying malfunction event, ABS anti-lock brake system control, check control unit A7 3N1 SBC control unit. A lot of times when you see that fault code alone, that means that control unit is faulty. In the Sensitronic brake control module, it said hydraulic fault, no or insufficient pressure supply. So
fascinating.
On this type of vehicle, and along with some of the Toyota SUVs, they don't have an actual brake booster. So typically a brake booster will hold that pressure and then give you your power brakes. But with a car like this, the SBC unit has the pump, accumulator, and that's what creates your brake pressure. So if any bit of that fails, that pedal will be extremely hard and you will not have any power brakes. And that is why everything lights up on the dash.
Everything lights up red, it goes crazy, and you got to push really hard. You probably got like 10-15%. That's what I was guessing.
If that. So
you can't lock up the brake. I mean, I tried. Like, you're not stopping.
And basically what the car will do is when you first start it up, put your foot on the brake, that pump will run and build pressure, and it wants to see a certain amount of pressure within a specified time period. And if it doesn't meet that, boom.
It says we're screwed.
Then it will just shut everything down, and because it doesn't want you driving it with that malfunction. So
let me ask you this question. With regard to the SBC system and Sensitronic brake control, Mercedes has a way extended warranty because they're a known issue, I believe till 2029. But I've heard there are some other little things that could be faults, such as if you have a battery that's going bad in low voltage or a ground issue. But what you're seeing with the pressure not reading, that points to the actual unit with what the warranty is potentially for?
Yes, that points to the actual unit. One being that it could be the actual hydraulic pump that has failed, or it's just the control module that's not reading that pressure properly. Oh, so the pressure may be there, but the module is not reading it correctly.
Okay.
So
do you think that those little, I mean, a ground or a battery is not necessarily going to do those things?
No, especially with the vehicle running, you're really not going to see an issue like that.
So what would you say to me is the issue, or what needs to be done to fix that? Because it's got like 26,000 miles on it.
The SBC unit does need to be replaced. It does have low miles, but it's a time thing. It's still an old module. It's just been sitting there going through the hot,
in a year range that's kind of a known fault too.
Yeah, pretty much with every Mercedes from that generation, whether it be S-Class, C-Class, E-Class, SL, they all had SBC failures.
So I'm thinking that I need to go beat up on Mercedes and or try to find a dealership that's reputable and cares about doing the warranty thing to take care of it.
Yeah.
And if I just can't get anything to happen in that world, come back to you and you guys can...
We can do it. Yeah, we can install it, program it, everything needs to be, but it's going to be expensive. It's going to be expensive. So, I mean, and that's the tough part.
I mean, we're talking multiple thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I had the car in here for about a day and a half in the garage, running tests on this climate control system. And during the one time that I started it, that's when the brake system
it failed when you had it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that came up.
Being normal?
It's fine now. Yeah, I shut it off, and I was running some other tests, started back up, and it was fine.
Okay.
So the dealership is going to just have to keep driving it, but seeing these fault codes, they should just know right away.
Well, I know, and the thing about it is, I got to give it to frankly, an older woman. Like, I don't think she would react well losing most of the brakes.
Yeah, and that's what's hard to believe. A dealership's gonna just be like, oh, it's not acting up right now. Your brakes are fine. Get out of here.
Do you think dealerships are just like way overworked or too much business and don't care, or what do you think?
They don't want to do warranty stuff
because they don't make the money.
They don't make the money on it. Yeah, they don't make money on selling cars anymore, so they want to just sell.
They want to hammer you for that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, enough bad about dealerships. I think we all know dealerships suck. Let's talk about how people can enjoy older cars, European imports, whatever. How do they do that? Because the hardest thing is mechanic stuff. Because I got a pretty good vibe about you, man.
Yeah.
So what would you say to people out there?
My one biggest thing about, especially European older cars,
you
can buy them relatively cheap. Say an 05 BMW 7 Series.
Yes.
That's what, $120,000 car brand new?
Right.
And now you can buy one with around 100,000 miles for maybe $5,000.
Right.
And someone thinks, oh, I got this awesome BMW for $5,000, but they don't know what goes into fixing it.
Right.
And they can be extremely expensive, especially a 7 Series. Extremely expensive. That's one thing you got to be really careful about is what you're buying. Be prepared for the expenses that kind of car is going to entail.
Would you say it could also be, I mean, because you can drive other things. Like I bought a old Porsche 944 that's decent that I can work on, and or if it gets kind of too big, or like I don't have a lift to do a clutch or something to connect with you. But if somebody wants to have an older car, maybe they could talk to somebody like you and say, hey, these year ranges of these cars are pretty good, and then create a relationship so you can connect with them on service and have something that's probably going to be reasonably reliable, and you don't lose stupid money to depreciation.
One big thing before you buy anything is to give someone like me a call, and so that way you can just get a little bit of background about that car, see what issues I find with them, how reliable they can be, what are common problems, things like that, so that you know what to expect, and you just don't buy it, and then you bring it to me, and then next thing you know, you have a $5,000-$6,000 repair bill of a whole list of stuff. So.
And the other thing is, with so many, there's lots of nice cars out there that you can get secondhand.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna be reliable for a long time. And I find that if you're smart and intelligent, have a good relationship with a mechanic such as yourself with that, you are better off than depreciation. You beat the depreciation on a new car.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially on something European, because European cars in general, I feel like don't hold their value as much as say a Japanese luxury car does, Acura, Lexus.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean overall, it's going to be a gamble, and that things are going to happen, but you just got to be prepared for them.
Right. Well, I appreciate it, man, very much. Let me give you a shout. This is your card right here, right? All right, you guys. I'm getting nothing from this and no sponsorship. I just like this guy. Screenshot this and call him, but don't be a pain in the ass because he's nice. Anyway, That's all I got, man. Thank you very much. I got to square up on the bill with what I owe you, and I guess I'm going to go out there and try to beat up Mercedes.
Cool. Yeah, that's
and
what I would
drive the car until it fails. And if it fails, just go straight to the dealership and be like, "Fix this!"
Yeah, yeah. If it fails and you're around a dealership, just drive straight over.
I will
limp
it.
Put the four-ways on. Don't shut it off. Don't come right out.
No. I'm out like you now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna have to do.
It's tough that's the way it's got to be.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's insane.
Yeah.
And I've never owned a vintage car. I just don't deal with dealers. I don't buy new cars because you get hammered.
Yeah.
And I've always worked on it myself or had somebody like you if there was a job that I couldn't do.
Yep.
You know, because I wasn't set up for it.
Yep.
But this is the first time I've ever been involved with a car that had a warranty.
Yeah.
And then I'm finding out what I'm sure a jillion people out there are finding out is that dealerships will screw you on warranty service.
Yeah.
So why would you buy a car from them anyway?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's a
tough world.
It's a tough world, yeah.
In the meantime, good guy, come back. Mercedes debacle. Yes. So share this, guys, if you think this will help anybody out. In the meantime, I hope you will like it, comment, and of course subscribe. See you guys next time. Thanks, man.
No problem.
I owe you money.